It's Week 14 of the National Football League, and this one features Trevor Lawrence. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Browns and the Steelers, and it comes your way next.
At the confluence of the three rivers, the Ohio, the Allegheny, and the Monongahela, we are here at Pittsburgh's Acrisure Stadium. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. They come in playing pretty good football, winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And if you look back to last week, it was all about their defense. Anytime you hold an NFL team to single digits, that's saying something.
Meanwhile, for the Browns here, they've handled all comers through the first 3 months, a perfect 12-0.
Yeah, they're 3/4 of the way to a perfect season, and now's where it really starts to get into your mind. We'll see if it affects their play in any way.
Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. So the Steelers make their way out, led by their 4th-year quarterback, picked up in the offseason from the Chicago Bears, Justin Fields.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel, doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
He'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be second down.
Here we go, son.
On play action, Fields. And right away, he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
So here are the Browns now with great starting field position. They're led by the number 1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
And I think it's safe to say that, and I heard him say it in the post-game press conference, that was a team win last week because he didn't really play up to his normal standards, throwing 2 interceptions.
No touchdown.
Yeah, didn't offset it at all, but the team found a way to get it done.
Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Sets him up nicely. First and goal. It was a pickup of 14. They'll run with Chubb. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one.
Sometimes you get a first and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on first down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
Extra point by York is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. 7-0 is our score, ready for the dynamic kickoff as this one's away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Steelers offense led by their running back headed out for the second possession. And we give you a look there at the league leaders in receiving touchdowns. You can see he's second best amongst NFL running backs at this point in the season. Yeah, he did not want to go down there as he carries tacklers for a solid gain of 9. A look at the numbers for Harrison last week's game. 17 carries, 72 yards.
A key component of his team's offense. He will certainly stay in that role if he keeps producing like this each week. Expect him to make a run and not only matching, but exceeding those numbers as this one goes on.
First catch so far by Pickens. It's good for a first down. From the 50, here's Fields. He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and that will bring up second down.
No gain on the play. Brings up second and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Now a toss play. It's Harris. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. You look at this Browns defense. They were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
The best defenses I know, they draw lines in the sand and say you're not going to cross that. For most of them, it's 100 yards of total offense. It didn't quite accomplish that, but still a pretty darn good game last week. Just over 100 yards of total offense given up.
That one good for 24 yards. A play fake, now Fields to throw. Now a short pass pulled in by Washington. Now it looks like we're going to get a stoppage here. An injured Steeler on that last play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Second down and 4.
Here we go. Right.
Here's a quick throw to Freiermuth. Call it a gain of a yard. And now 2 yards to go on third down.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up third down.
Here we go. Right.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. They snap it to Fields. Well, certainly not how they drew it up. A 4th down gamble turns into a 4th down scramble, but all is well. First down.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish it as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
Fields now to throw. And he fends him off. Forced out to his left. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on second and goal?
Here we go, son. Angel. Tonight.
Harris will score. Touchdown, Steelers. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. The kick is through the uprights to tie this game, but hang on a second. We do have a flag.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. This will probably be the last play of the quarter. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. These two teams all tied after 1. The start of the second quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. Now Lawrence. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Here is 3rd and 5. Here's Lawrence to throw. This to Hines on the drop-off. No gain on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Corey Bojorquez now to punt this one away. The back deep for the Steelers is Calvin Austin. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete. Following the play here, now we've got an injury. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
Back to throw. Fields. A short one there to Freiermuth. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
Don't jump. Ready? Do it.
Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Here we go. Good.
They run again with Harris. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Now Fields. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. Now it's Fields. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And the Browns are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
The Browns drive about to get started. As we eke closer and closer to intermission. Oh, Chubb fumbled it.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Well, partner, this offense 12-0 now on the year following their latest victory. And during the week, a lot of folks making comparisons between this squad and the 1985 Bears. You know, they too were 12-0 at this juncture of the season before losing on a Monday night 38-24 to the Dolphins at the Orange Bowl way back on December 2nd of 85. But then they'd never lose again en route to winning Super Bowl 20.
And when you look back on it, partner, didn't it almost feel like a setup game? Because they were playing the Dolphins, and the Dolphins were protecting their franchise's undefeated season of 1972, that team. And you know what that team does. They love to celebrate the fact that they still are the only one to get through an entire NFL season that way. That was Dan Marino's 3rd year, playing under the great Don Shula, and they were motivated to keep that franchise's record intact.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Setting up the screen, Harris. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. That one out wide and intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. Inside the 10. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get teased. They'll be glaring at him. How'd you not score?
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Trevor Lawrence, his 9th touchdown of the season, and the Browns have taken the lead. So a quarterback scramble, certainly a pass play, but he saw something, tucked it, and got in the end zone.
A lot of quarterbacks, when they scramble, they're scrambling to create more time to throw the ball downfield. In this situation, as you noted, he tucked it and took off. Great play by him.
Extra point by York is up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Steelers ready for their next possession. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing. Fields hit, and the ball is loose. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they will set up shop with outstanding field position in the red zone at the 17-yard line. And so the last 3 drives, you've got 2 interceptions and a fumble. I think we know why they're losing right now.
Without question, and we've seen the evidence, just what you talked about there. If they take care of the football, number one, maybe they're not having this deficit, and number 2, maybe they actually have the lead.
Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland. And now following that turnover, they've got an opportunity here to try to cash in with good field position before intermission. And he slings one that's incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change them.
He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Keanu Benton, the one who got in to bury him.
The competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first one of this game.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. And this is going to be incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down. Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
The Steelers taking over now late in this first half. With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive. And that one will go down in the books as just a 1-play drive and then 3 points tacked on to the end of it. Here's Fields. That's complete to the rookie from Michigan. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Here's Fields. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Here we go, side. Side.
Fields. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right. From the gun, here's Fields. A throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Boswell's kick is good, but now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about.
Defense.
So time it up for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. Nyheim Hines now out of his end zone. And he probably wishes he would have sat on that one. Instead, he's only able to get this up beyond the 15-yard line. Final play of the half. It's Lawrence. His throw incomplete. So we reach halftime here in a 4-point game as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll begin in the AFC South in Nashville. Tennessee hosting Jacksonville. And it's the Jaguars who have the lead in the second quarter. Bryant Thomas, a touchdown reception. From there, let's get to the Meadowlands to check on the Giants at home at MetLife Stadium. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Saints in that one. Cedric Wilson, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins. And that one, all tied. We saw a solid first half out of the workhorse Nick Chubb. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, but we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side could play mistake-free football the rest of the way. These two teams making their last-minute adjustments. The second half coming your way from Pittsburgh. And to bring it to you, we go back to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Now the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete. The Browns send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steelers offense and quarterback Justin Fields heading back out there. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets. And it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. And that's going to be incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against let alone put points up on the board.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he will have a Steelers first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. Harris running straight ahead. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 40 yards rushing for him now to this point. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down. To throw is Fields. Out route, and he connects with Freiermuth. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 31-yard line. Play action. It's Fields. Throw left side complete. That's Washington. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. 2nd and a couple.
Here we go. Right.
A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Here we go. Hurry up, hurry up.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
On the give, this is Harris. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line. Here's 3rd and 3.
Here we go, Snipe. Good.
Looking to throw. Fields. He finds Pirine out of the backfield. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. This will wind up a loss on the play, and it'll be 4th down. Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Boswell's kick is good. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Back now in Pittsburgh. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the 4th quarter of play. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Now Lawrence to throw. That one complete downfield to Thomas. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. That one good for 26 and a first down.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the fourth quarter.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. So from just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 9. They go play action now. Lawrence. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, that was a pretty good time for his first catch of the ball game, and it turned into a huge play as well. He's certainly not been a central part of this passing game so far in this one, but he made his presence felt there.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Browns are able to build on to their fourth quarter lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Extra point by York is up and good. And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. There's still plenty of time here in the fourth quarter. In just a 1-possession game, down 8. They'll be looking for the touchdown and 2-point conversion. A field goal here on this drive does very little at this stage. 62 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm like,
blitz coming, and down he goes. Devin Bush able to record his 5th sack of the season. The Steelers on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Operating from the gun. Fields. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Yeah, that's a 48-yard punt with a coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll try and wind down some clock with Chubb. Takes it to about the 37. Well, these two teams met in Cleveland earlier in the year with the Browns coming out on top. So if they can win here in Pittsburgh, they'll be able to claim the season sweep. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Alex Highsmith, the outside linebacker, coming up to drop him for a loss of a full 10 yards. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. So now the Steelers down 21-13, a little under a minute 50 remaining. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on 1st down. All eyes on Fields. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. This secondary as a unit, they've worked really well together in this one, especially late.
A lot of cohesiveness, a lot of communication, and some great athleticism. They're playing so well now, a nickname is sure to follow. They're going to have to name this whole unit soon.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. That's pulled in by Wilson. And he's going to get out of bounds with the 1st down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the 1st and save a timeout.
Here we go. At the 39-yard line.
And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. Here's 1st and 10.
Here we go. Tonight.
Here's Fields. Open man, that's the tight end fire move. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Now 1st and goal. That one tipped and it's incomplete. Well, good hands there defensively. And 2nd down. This pass rush, they've been excellent all game long, and another example of it right there in the closing moment.
Not only with the pass rush, but how well they're coached, because if you don't quite get there, get to the quarterback, get your hands up into the passing lane and knock it away as we just saw there.
And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. This defense so strong all afternoon long, well executed again there.
This is a group that really functions well off of each other. No matter what the assignment, the other person fills in the exact proper spot. They've made it very, very hard for them to find open places to throw the football.
Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down.
Tonight.
Now Fields. Buying time. And he's into the end zone. No flags. It's a touchdown. And now a 2-point conversion. And we'll be tied here in the final minute.
Do they have one big call left? Here we go.
Here we go.
Tonight.
Back to throw. Fields. Steps away to his left. And he will get in. The 2-point conversion is good. And we may be on our way to overtime. Everything was riding on that 2-point conversion, and they got it.
They got it. They now have the momentum. Time really dwindling in this game. Now their big deal is make sure they get a good kickoff and don't give up anything big on the defensive end.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now. Here's Lawrence. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. And I believe the referee's been buzzed. Yeah, they want to take another look at this call, and it's certainly a big one here late in a tight game. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay,
After review of the play,
that's pretty tight.
the ruling on
Well,
the
here's
field
the
is
call.
reversed.
So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned.
Let's go.
All 3 timeouts remain. How much that'll matter remains to be seen. It's 1st and 10. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
Hey, run.
Lawrence. Going out wide, finds Chubb. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Back to throw, Lawrence. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick 6 or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So it's the Browns who are going to get possession first here in overtime as the kick's away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Browns offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. As of this moment, as pretty much everyone knows, they sit alone in that top spot, but nothing is guaranteed. They haven't even clinched the playoffs. So a good start, but a long way to go.
And you know a blunt veteran inside their locker room has stood up at one point or another and said, you know all this means nothing so far. We've got to cover this, get it done. What do we want to be? It's like winning a title in August, right, in preseason. Doesn't count. Let's go ahead and get this thing done.
First throw of overtime for Trevor Lawrence. Dumps this to his running back, Chubb. And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Lawrence will throw. This to Hines on the drop-off. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. We'll play only the one overtime here. If time runs out, it'll be a tie as they come up on 2nd down. Able to fight through one tackle. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
2 minutes left in this overtime session and still all tied. So a big play in this opening drive of overtime. Now looking at a 3rd and 3. On play action, Lawrence. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Well, I know you're toward the middle of the field here, but still, 4th down this distance, you got to punt it right.
That's definitely the first instinct because you say, okay, let's just play some field position, make sure we don't lose the game here, turn it over in a key spot. But if you feel really good about your trigger guy, if you feel great about him, you might want to leave the ball in his hands and let him work his magic.
And the Steelers set to take the field. On their defense, they did the important thing. They got the stop. They didn't allow a point, but now they're backed up here pretty far, Charles. Going to need a significant drive to try to get into position for the game-winning field goal.
Yeah, partner, don't you think that defense is on the sidelines right now saying, don't come to us with your problems about where you're starting. We did the important part. We kept them off the board, kept us in the ball game. find a way to maneuver it downfield, at least get into field goal range and get us a win.
Pass complete to Harris. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard line. 3rd down and 6.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Here we go, Zach.
Now it's Fields.
Oh, and it's intercepted.
And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown. Well, no surprise to see that one, partner. The league's #1 defense coming through with a huge pick 6.
And it's plays like that one that have made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
And for the visitors, it is going to be a happy flight home. It is always such a treat, Charles, in the NFL when you can go on the road and get a victory, and that's exactly what they accomplished here today.
The trip home's so much sweeter, isn't it? All the noise they heard before, how tough it is to win on the road, how tough it is to play in this stadium, how hyped up that crowd's going to be. They just used it as fuel, came in full of confidence, believed in themselves, and got it done.
So for Cleveland, the streak lives as they move to 13-0 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, it's going to all but eliminate them from the playoff picture as they fall to 5-8. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles. So for Charles